How's everybody doing this evening? Whew, this has been a very interesting day. As This is what Wick just said, it's been a really interesting day. We really had three verdicts, but I'm going to discuss that other case probably sometime next week because I still need to do a little bit more research on it. But anyway, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. I want to sing like Rio, but I'm not going to do that. Welcome to the chat. So we have Tina with me today. Tina, hashtag Greek Mom of Eight. Tina has been following me for quite a long time. And when she reached out to me about this case, I knew she was invested. I wanted her here. We have Wit, who's always invested, and it's a good thing. She's also one of my mods, and I love her to death. So let's just do a roll call really quick. We have Barbie in the house. Hi, Barbie. Thank you. Hi, Sunway. Welcome. And you are absolutely correct. It's sad that the father did not protect his children from their brother. You are absolutely correct. It's a father's job to keep his kids safe and unharmed. You are absolutely correct on that. Hi, Velvet Pixie. Welcome to the live. Yes, castration is good for him.
Velvet Pixie's not wrong.
Amen.
Hi, Jay Freak. How are you? Yes, he needs to be made somebody's wife. He really needs to be made somebody's wife. He really should be. Hi, Susan Dawson. How are you, my sweetie? Let's see. Yes, guys, if you want to join the channel, please join the channel. You don't have to because we're gonna do a movie night next week. I'm gonna let you guys know that now for my members. We're gonna do a movie night. I'm gonna put 3 movies up on the community tab, and whatever movie gets the most votes, that's the movie we're gonna watch and discuss. Hi, Pika Watts. How are you? Let's see. Brooke Bailey, welcome. Uh, Pika hasn't been following the trial, but you're going to be educated tonight, Pika. Thank you for being here. Colleen with the K, welcome. Let's see. Hello, Kelly, all day. Yes, justice has definitely prevailed. Hi, digital. Wait a minute. Hi, digital. Wait a minute. Come on. Okay, I almost put her in timeout. Hi, digital penetration with Lynn and Aaron. How are you? Guys, I think we've got the timeout thing situated. I talked with YouTube. I had to disengage Nightbot because it still had access to my live. And with this one, we have someone with YouTube that is actually watching to see what happens. So we're going to see if that works. Hi, Sassy Nerd Girl. We have a support person that's watching. Hi, Virgie. Welcome. Let's see.
Heidi, we have someone from Australia.
Wait a minute. I'm going down. I'm going down. Hi, Laura Blackwell, baby. I hope you got my message I sent to you. I'm glad you're here. Yes, you're making the live. Let's see. Who else we have in the house? Hi, J_G. Welcome, baby. Velvet Pixie, we already have you. I'm just trying to get everybody because I hate. Hi, Addie. Okay, Addie is tired tonight, guys. So Addie is going to be in the chat. She's still working, but she is with us. So that's good. Girl, I was live 3 times this past week. Let's see. Hi, Sarah Z. Welcome. And I think we have everybody now. April Rain, hi, welcome. Okay, we have somebody from Australia. Hi, Beverly. Long time no see. How are you? Oh, she's watching the Polar Express. I love that movie. I really do. Dorit, hi, sweetie. I'm going to call you, not tonight. I'm going to call you tomorrow because I want to ask you something. Let's see. Who is Small Town Jewel? Welcome. Welcome. Is it Kaz? Welcome. Let's see. Maggie Morgan, welcome, baby. Jay Freak, I've already called. Let's see. I think I have Cooch. I'm not Cooch. Shaylin, hi, sweetie. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Crazy cat mama, my baby. Hi, welcome. Hi, Harmony. Welcome. Hi, Bonnie Patterson. Welcome to the live. Oh my God.
We have so many people in here tonight.
I know. I'm trying to get everybody before we start, because once I start, hi, Miki. Welcome, baby. Okay. Brenda Faye, hi baby. Hi Brenda Bell, welcome. Okay, I think we've caught everybody. Okay, let's see. Oh no, Lad is here. Hi Lad, welcome. Okay, guys, we ready? So we had 2 verdicts today, but I said 3. We do have another verdict, but I'm not going to discuss that one because honestly, I really have to do some more research on it. I was following it for a while and I just got lost in some stuff. So I'm going to update you on that as well. But today we had a verdict on Jussie Smollett. Now, if you remember, he said that he was a victim of a hate crime. He was convicted on 5 counts of the 6. Let me throw his picture up really, really quick so we can see Mr. Empire himself. Look, Mr. Empire himself, he was found guilty today. There he is right here. 5 counts. Each of those counts carries a sentence of 3 years apiece. Not sure if he's going to get all 3 years, but for his case, he had a count 1. He was accused of telling a responding Chicago police officer that around 2:45 in the morning, he was attacked by 2 men, and they had a rope around his neck. Now, it was said that he did this because he wasn't happy with his role on Empire. And, I guess his contract was up and he wanted to get more money. But a hate crime, come on, Jussie. And this was around the time when all of this stuff was going on with the George Floyd case. So count 2. He was telling another officer he was a victim of battery. He described his attackers, saying that they had poured bleach on him, which we knew that was a lie. He didn't smell like bleach. Count 3 and 4 is when he made claims to different officers and Kimberly Murray that he was attacked just before 6 a.m. But he said the first time it was around 2:45 a.m. Count 5, they had him on telling Murray that around, he said this around 7:15 again, that he was a victim of battery. Count 6 referred to Smollett reporting to, I'm reading this one, on February 14, 2019, the detective Robert Graves, that he had been a victim of an aggravated battery. So basically, they've got him on lying, filing false police reports, and that's all that amounts to. But he's looking at 3 years for each of the 5 counts. Now, he could get community service, okay? The jury deliberated, I think this one was 9 hours, and he was convicted on 5 of those 6 counts. So he could get community service, he could, or they can give him, they can combine it and just do a basic 3 years of service. But he was found guilty and he deserves to be found guilty. Now, when they were in the courtroom, the prosecutor was he was saying the N-word. And Jussie asked him, could he please stop saying the N-word in respect to all the Black people that were in the courtroom? He interrupted his own testimony to actually say this. So he was going for another nomination is what he was doing. But he was found guilty, and that's good. He's going to go down. So anyway, we took care of that one. Now, let me get him off the screen. Our main purpose today is for Mr. Oh, my God. Okay. Terry Lynn, I haven't come down to you yet. I'm coming down, or did I miss you? Okay. Terry Lynn, thank you so much for the super chat. I love Heidi Black and my crew. I'm back at work now. I love you too, baby. I love you. And then Miss Manda is in the house. I love you too, Miss Manda. Thank you so much. I appreciate the. I'm gonna start singing like real. Thank you for the 1999. Thank you for the 1999. Thank you for 1999. Miss Manda, thank you. Terry Lynn, thank you for the 999. Thank you. Okay.
You've got to repeat it like 5 more times, though, Heidi.
No, I'm not. I can't. I just love when he sings. Hi, Danielle. Welcome to the live, baby. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I really do. Back to work, baby. You go back to work. I love you and we'll talk. Hi, Debbie, baby. Hi, sweetie. Okay. So we know today Josh was found guilty.
Yes.
Now, they said he was found guilty on both counts, but that's not true. Is it, Tina?
Technically, he was found guilty on one count and the judge stayed the other count. And that is just because the charges overlap one another. So it's a technicality.
Okay, so for each count, he was facing 20 years and a $250,000 fine for each count, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Would you like to give us your backstory on the Duggars, please?
I'd be happy to. As most of you know from me being in chat, I am a mom of 8 kids, and they range in age from almost 31 down to the baby who is 18. And I raised my kids. My older 4 were much the same ages as several of the older Duggar kids. And I've been a TLC junkie and watched from day one on when it was, I believe it started out 14 kids and counting, and we went up and on from there. Saw them and really admired them as a family. And as a mom of 8 myself, I often compared myself, oh, if I could just be more like, patient like Michelle, who never spent a day when she wasn't happy, calm, and patient with her children on TV. And so I have really become passionate about this as I've watched everything just unfold from the beginning when Josh was found to have, abused his sisters and sexually violated his sisters on. So I have taken this as just a true passion of mine to see justice be served, because there is a lot here that has nothing to do with Josh and everything to do with Josh and the cult in which he was raised in.
So, okay, you say the cult. Okay, so we know back in 2002, 2003, okay, he was accused of alleged CM. We're not going to say what it is, but child M. And the kids at that time they ranged between 14 and 15 years old. Then we find out that he actually abused his sisters. Now, it was 2 of them that came forward. One at the time, wait a minute, let me get my little notes here. I want to be correct. Jessa, at the time, she was either 9 or 10.
Correct.
And Jill was 12.
Yes.
And his excuse at the time was he was becoming to be curious about girls. And to me, that is disgusting. These are your sisters. Okay. So then we come to find that a 3rd sister.
Joanna.
Would you like to tell us about that, please, ma'am?
Yes, Joanna also
Joanna, yes,
suffered at the hands of her brother. And when this all came to, there was some public, they were on, it became public that this had happened. Oprah was actually involved in bringing this to the light. They went on to finally admit, and Josh, according to Jim Bob and Michelle, Josh had come forward and admitted what he'd done and was profoundly.
But wait a minute. So they were scheduled to go on the Oprah Winfrey show.
Correct.
She got an anonymous email.
Yes.
And her staff alerted the police.
Absolutely. And I truly believe if it hadn't been for that, none of that would have ever come to light.
So what do you have to say about what you've heard so far, baby?
So one thing that I thought was really sad that I have heard is, and Allegedly, because we always have to put that in front of everything. Apparently, Austin was really upset because he didn't know the accounts of what happened to Joyanna, and that was in the trial.
That
And
was in the
also,
trial, so it's not allegedly.
I always just say it because
Okay. All right.
I've just learned that from being on panel every now and then, but he was really upset. Allegedly, Austin was really upset, is what I'm trying to get at.
And they made a statement too.
Yeah, he was really upset about what happened. Also, I can't imagine being Joyanna or even like Derek or Austin and having to sit and like know that somebody that you consider family is like a literal monster.
Okay. So
And imagine
Tina,
the trauma that she was
all of
exposed to.
them. Okay,
Like,
Tina.
well, but having to relive that when you didn't even think that was what that was because your parents brainwashed you into thinking that wasn't what that was. It's just like, it's very mind-boggling to me, and like the layers of like trauma, but also the parents convincing them that their trauma is not trauma is very concerning.
It's very concerning. I want to say hi to Rody Gal. She's here. And baby, I have
Hey.
not ignored you. I've just been really, really busy. But okay, guys, I'm gonna say this again because we've got new people in. I have a support person for YouTube watching the live. We think we figured out what was going on with people getting timed out. I had to go back in and I had to clear any access to my Google account. And that was showing that Nightbot still had access. So we are watching what they're watching because I don't see, and I have it on my phone too to see because I'm not seeing anyone being timed out. So I'm actually watching on my phone. So if you get timed out, please send me a message or put it in the chat so they can know at what time frame you got timed out so they can go back in and check to see what is going on. Hi, Engine Joe, welcome. So I am watching on my phone. So you see me looking down, I'm watching on my phone as well. And I'm sorry. But I'm trying to get this issue fixed with everyone being timed out because I know it's quite annoying, and it's annoying for me. It's annoying for you, especially you guys. So just know someone is watching and they're trying to figure this whole thing out. So Tina, you were telling me about the IBL. Is that what it's called?
It's the IBLP, the Institute in Basic Life Principles.
Okay.
And it's a group that was founded by a man named Bill Gothard. And the Duggars, the Bates that you hear about, their good friends, are all highly involved in this very cultish behavior. The members of this group profess to be Christians, fundamentalist Christians, often called fundies. And the sick thing is, it is much more of a cult than it is about God. They ascribe to their own homeschooling curriculum. These kids cannot function at any kind of a normal level and wouldn't on testing, because basically it's an entire curriculum that they're brainwashed from the start. And I want to piggyback on what Whit was saying about Austin. The sad thing is, not just Austin was shocked, but Joyanna was probably shocked by what she heard, because Jim Bob has spun such a narrative, Heidi, to these kids ever since since this came out. I mean, even when the girls went on Megyn Kelly and were interviewed, you could see that it had been, they had been just so indoctrinated with his narrative that this wasn't that, and they aren't taught that girls have any rights anyway, being born into this cult. And so I don't think Joyanna probably technically knew how she had been violated. I don't think so. And it was very painful for those of you that didn't hear the accounts of what was done. And some of what was done during Bible studies as he held his sisters on his lap. I mean, it was, so the pain that Austin must feel, the anger, I don't know how he didn't come across the courtroom, to be honest.
I don't either. And my heart just breaks. My heart breaks for every child that is in that family, but my heart breaks specifically for the girls because they'll never know their self-worth, or maybe they won't know in the near future because of the way they've been taught, and like the basic like lack of value for women that occurs in situations in fundamentalist groups. And I don't know, I heard a statistic today that was like something like 7% of the crimes that are done in that specific community are like child abuse crimes in general. It's just incredibly sad.
Well, they believe in very, very strict corporal punishment. This is also something they keep on the low. They do things like blanket training. They use, instruments for physical discipline from the children from infants on. These are things they don't want you to know. They also ascribe to what's called the quiverful ideology, that a lot of fundamentalists do, of having as many kids as you can. And basically, that's for the perpetuation of their cult, Heidi.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So Jim Bob is the dad, right?
Correct. Jim Bob and Michelle are the parents.
When he heard about Josh's confessions, he went to the church elders and they decided to put him in this treatment program.
Yeah.
And he was sent to this Christian program. And this is what you're talking about. It's IBLP. Mm-hmm. And he was only there for 4 months.
He went to something called Reformers Unanimous, and their entire principle is that they can cure any addiction, be it drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, anything, by praying it out of somebody. So that is the only help that he received, and as well as going to stay with another church member who had him basically working as a farmhand type, doing outside labor as kind of a punishment away from the family during this time.
Okay, and then, so the first Arkansas state trooper that they spoke to was Joe Hutchins, and that was in 2003. I'm trying to remember. Let me get my notes here.
And wasn't it supposed to be like a pep talk, and this person ended up having like an essay charge?
Yeah, they gave him a very stern talk. Okay, a very stern talk, and they said there, if he continued such behavior, but guess what? Joe Hutchins was convicted of CP. He is serving 56 years in Wrightsville, Arkansas. This is the officer, and now he's 75 years old right now. This is the first officer, state trooper that they spoke to that gave Josh just stern talking to. How do you talk to somebody when I'm pretty sure at the same time you were involved in the same thing?
Well, right there, Heidi, you're bringing up something else disturbing about this case that's not very well known, or about the situation. Plenty of people knew what Josh had done to his sisters. Josh had a girlfriend at the time, a good friend of the Duggars, another family with, mega kids. And he was dating, courting, whatever they use the term courting, a young girl at the time. Her parents found out and immediately stopped the relationship with Josh. And so they knew about it. The Holts, who are their close friends, who ended up being the star witness in the Josh Duggar trial, Bobby Holt, knew because Judge Josh had explained and confessed everything to her about what he had done in great detail.
Yep.
They knew, they kept it undercover. Jim Bob paid people off to keep it undercover. And then they went on and let him continue to court Anna and to go on and be where we are now.
So they have 7 kids now, Josh and his wife, Anna. The youngest was born in November.
2 months ago, yes.
Yeah, can I say something real quick?
Ma'am. Yes,
Does
ma'am.
anybody think it's really ironic and really weird that he got caught on Ashley Madison and now his daughter's name is Madison?
Yeah.
Skeevy.
Sick irony.
Super skeevy. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just show you this picture of this. There we go. That's his jail photo. This is his new one. He's smirking. Do you see this?
Yeah, he looks like Jeffrey Pascal's cousin.
Oh.
He's smirking. Not only were you allowed to be out and you were allowed to live with another family, but for some reason you had to leave. When he left his family, when they let him out this last time when he was arrested, they posted bail. Where did he go after the family said he couldn't be there because they were getting threats? I think they caught him doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, but that didn't come out during the trial.
No, it hasn't come out, but it's been well speculated, Heidi.
Okay, so where did he go after that?
He stayed with another set of friends of the Duggars, and I'm embarrassed that their name just escaped me, who he's been staying with all this time. But they kept him there, and Anna spent almost every night that Josh was there with him, not with her kids, with him. Absolutely. So the kids have been in, the other kids have been with Jim and Michelle, Jim, Bob, and Michelle. And she has always
trust Jim, Bob, and Michelle, because I don't.
No, I don't. I don't think there's any chance that Josh wasn't a victim himself of CP at some point. What I'm telling you is that there's been multiple cases within this IBLP group of people, but they have just been kept quiet and nothing has become as public. This is the beginning of what's going to open up. Let's talk about Anna, Heidi. Let's talk about
Let's talk about her, please. Let's talk about the fact that they wanted to have CPS to check these kids. Let's talk about that.
CPS wanted to go in and do a forensic evaluation of the children. Before Josh was convicted, one of the parents had to give permission. Both Josh and Anna refused the investigation on the kids. Very, very suspect right there. Now that Josh has been convicted, guess what? Anna has no say now. The judge will order a forensic evaluation of those kids. Anna will be allowed to watch in another room, but Anna will not be able to speak, nor will the children know she's there. The oldest daughter is 12.
12, yes.
And the reason they're doing this, Heidi, is so many times the children of the perpetrator have been his victims as well, if not for his own personal satisfaction, to use as bartering tools to make video material to barter with on the dark web where he was getting his satisfaction and his downloads from.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Barbie. He does have a toothy. I grabbed the wrong, I downloaded the wrong one. You are absolutely right. I have it, but I didn't put it on my thing. Let me get the toothy one where he's actually grinning. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. I have so many mugshots. There we go. I have it. Okay, let me just put it up. Oh, let me fix this real quick. Hold on. Thank you. I have to add that because I had it, but I didn't put it. I pulled the wrong one. I am so sorry, guys. I'm glad you pointed that out to me because I was like, that's not the right one. Hold on. Let me put up that to the grin where he doesn't think his his stuff stinks. Hold on. Let me grab that one because wait a minute. Which one is it? This is the one with the to the grin. Yeah, there is the new mugshot right there. I just pulled the wrong one. I showed the wrong one. There it is. Let me take this comment down.
It makes me so mad. It really just
there it is. That's the one from today.
That's today after he had been remanded, after being found guilty. What are you smiling about? You sick.
But it almost pointed that out to me. Thank you. Because I was looking, I'm like, that doesn't look like the right picture. Thank you. Okay, go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
To answer so many questions, Jim Bob is running for state senate in Arkansas. Now that's the issue.
Yes,
is he going to drop out of the race, or is he going to run saying that he wants to stand up for the corrupt government, even though he just perjured himself on the stand in the trial?
How about the fact that Josh Duggar's excuse to all of this was that Joe Biden wants to get him? Stop. Joe Biden doesn't care about you. He
doesn't care about you.
That's the president of the United States. He doesn't care about somebody on TLC. I'm sorry. The whole thing is just gross. The fact that he feels the need to smile in his mugshot, it speaks to the fact that these individuals are incredibly brainwashed and everything is always got to be perfect. And
he looks drugged. Look at him. His eyes.
Look at his eyes. It's look at him. There is no remorse there at all. Can we talk about the fact that, I'm sorry, this how old was this baby? 3 months old? How old was this baby?
The youngest one that they discussed was a 3-month-old that was, bound.
Can we talk about that, please?
Yes,
Can we
this
just talk
baby.
about the pictures they found
They,
on his computer? Now, let's just say they never found anything on his personal iPhone or his MacBook, but they found everything on his work computer.
Because his wife was already looking for it because he has a past of being shady. He had that Covenant Eyes on everything.
yes.
That Covenant Eyes program was literally on everything.
Too
That's
bad
the
his
only,
phone. So I'm sorry.
it's just the only place he would have been able to, or in his mind, get away with anything. And the fact is he literally had a picture of him and his wife and his children at the zoo on
Yes.
one partition, and on the next was looking at funky stuff. Like, it's just so gross, and it pisses me off. Sorry for the language, but it makes me really upset because it's just like, dude, like, you're just gross. And like, I feel bad for that entire family that are the children, not Michelle and not Jim Bob, because there's a certain level of brainwashing, and I'm sure he's brainwashed too, and he's had to suppress his needs for so long because of this particular lifestyle. Not that it makes it right, but that's what this lifestyle promotes, and that's why you have all of these fundies in that particular area that are getting in trouble for things that have to do with child abuse, period, because there's a certain amount of suppression.
Okay, how much do we think the mother, Jim Bob, and his wife knew?
Well, we know they knew all about the sisters.
Yeah.
This Bobby Holt that came forward and testified in great detail about what was happening at these Bible studies with the sisters. The parents knew that. And I truly believe they knew much more. And I don't think it was isolated to the three girls. Heidi, I want to take you to the point that the federal investigator on this, unfortunately for his life's work, he is dealing with creeps like Jim Bob or Josh Duggar every day. Let's remember early on, he said this was one of the worst cases, most vulgar, worst sick cases of child porn or he had ever seen. And you ask me, let's say this very carefully, but at first in the trial, they mentioned a 7-year-old little girl that was in a cage that was being abused by adult men. Then they go on to mention a 3-year-old and an 18-month-old. But then the last was a 3-month-old baby.
3-month-old baby.
Bound by her wrists and her ankles while hot wax was applied to certain parts of her body.
This makes me want to vomit. I'm sorry.
That's the reality of Josh Duggar.
And this man has 7 kids.
He has 7 kids, and he has tons of brothers and sisters that are young. He's around children actively all the time. Well, maybe not since they found this out, but
okay. Let me say this. Okay, I know everybody is going to go to a certain other reality star, but here's what I'm saying. When you have a man that's been confessed to molesting his siblings, and you've got 7 kids, you've seen this judge saw some of the evidence. Why would you even allow him to be around his own kids, even with his wife there, when you know that she is?
I'm so sad for her. I'm so sad for her. And listen, I know she's looking at charges herself, and I'm really only
yes, she is.
I'm really she's looking at abandonment at least for leaving and staying with him while her kids are at Jim Bob and Michelle's. But honestly, I'm sad for her because she grew up in a lifestyle where it's just all brainwashing. All it comes back down to is there's a certain level of brainwashing, and these individuals don't know any different. And she doesn't know any different than to be a subservient wife and a mother to her children, and that's all she knows. And you don't get divorced. You don't have an option. And I feel sad for Anna, just like I feel sad for the other girls that they were never given the opportunity to be individuals or to go to college or to better themselves. It was just, this is your role and that is it. And it's just sad.
Thank you. The parents brought him back. That's what I'm saying. Me personally, I would not allow this man around my dog.
No.
No. But Heidi, you know what? Let's look at let's look at Anna in a different way. Up until
Okay.
the last couple days, and I have followed somebody very closely that has personal contact with some of the Duggars, and also somebody who had a podcast that was actually in the courtroom. And she challenged me, she's an attorney, and challenged me to see things in a different way. I felt bad for Anna. Yeah, she's the brainwashed victim. She didn't know any better, blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, you know how the court's going to look at it now? So many times with these sickos, the partner or spouse is involved in it as well. So they're going to have to determine that, number one, that Anna wasn't involved on any level. And you knew when you got with this man that he had sexually abused, the essay had been done to his sisters. How ignorant was she? Because they're saying that she does stand up to him in ways. Or let's look at it this way. Did Josh threaten her? If you don't hold my hand and stand by my side, I'm going to throw you in on it. I mean, that's why I say, Heidi, this is the beginning of a very big snowstorm it's going to snowball and keep going, because now let's see, what did Anna know? What didn't she know? And then how much responsibility should lie with Jim Bob? Jim Bob, he spun his narrative to Josh as well. Once Josh did do wrong, instead of getting him help, he spun the narrative, oh, son, you just did what boys do. It's okay.
Yes,
I'm to forgive you, So, and then he perjures himself. How were you on Megyn Kelly? And you admitted all this, but then now you don't remember.
You don't remember.
Perjury, Heidi?
I have a brother. I have uncles. I have cousins. None of them. You're curious about the other sex? What is wrong with you in your head? They never did anything like this.
I know.
Jim Bob should be held on aiding and abetting charges, to be completely
at the least. At the
very least. But like, he needs to be held on something, because he allowed this behavior, and the buddy system within the Duggar household does not work.
I have to acknowledge Maggie. Maggie, I'm so sorry. And I should have put a trigger warning. Can somebody put a trigger warning there for me, please? Because I am so sorry, Maggie, but we were discussing this and we were going to do a deep dive on this. I am so sorry for anybody that this is triggering and you can't handle this. This is a very sick and disgusting case. And I'm so sorry that you can't handle this. And I appreciate you being here. But this goes on every day.
I love Maggie too, but it's so important, Heidi. If we don't speak on it, that's how people like the IBLP have kept things hidden. How many children have been abused by this man, this cult? We don't know. But if we don't talk about it, if awareness isn't put out there, the secrets continue, and there's never justice served like it was today.
Yeah, and there's and Stephanie made a good point. After this was found out, they had 4 more kids. So you stuck with this man.
Absolutely.
You stuck with this man, and you named a whole kid Madison when he got caught on Ashley Madison. Like, what?
And most of the stuff he was doing was at the dealership. Was at the motor. Yes.
Too bad he accidentally took a picture of himself sitting in front of the computer that he downloaded everything.
And they saw him with the cap and everything on, and the same cap he had with the picture of his wife and his kids.
When they were looking outdoors. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hours later.
And Aussie has a good point. Why are the children still there anyway? If they were drug addicts, they would be taking them, they would have taken them away. Exactly. He should not have been allowed to be around his own kids after what he did to his sisters. And we don't even know if he touched the brothers. And we don't know.
The attorney made a good point too, that even though Josh apparently has a thing for girls, he could have used his sons as a bartering tool in the dark web for making, for other people. So there's that issue. And they are speculating though that if Anna would, for whatever reason, lose custody CPS would not give custody to Josh or to Jim Bob and Michelle now, that more than likely the children would be placed with the sisters, and there's 7 of them. So
I don't think Anna needs to be around those kids. I really
That's concerning too, though. Listen, those poor sisters, every one of those Duggar sisters has had to raise children that it's not their job to raise. Period.
You're right. You're right. I'm a mom.
Because of that buddy system, I'm just going to pass my kid along to you. and you're going to take care of this child. And then that weird buddy system of like, the boys don't hang out with the girls. It shouldn't even have to be like that. Raise your kids right, and don't suppress their feelings. Have conversations. The problem is there was such a lack of, in my opinion, more than likely, such a lack of conversation that was had with those children. And it was just like, I don't know. It really grosses me out, and it really pisses me off.
So we forget that back in December of 2006, they interviewed multiple girls about alleged abuse. Alleged abuse.
I literally have a stomach ache even talking about this because it makes me so upset. Because none of these young women were ever given a chance to do more than what they're doing right now. And they were subjected to abuse.
And okay, so we're gonna go. So back in March 2016, he actually propositioned a woman at a strip club in Philadelphia. He offered her $1,500 for her company. And
violently attacked her.
Thank you.
Yes, violently attacked her and violently essay as well.
Yes, he did.
She feared for her life, Heidi. She feared for her life.
He did. So all of this stuff now is coming out. But they knew this. The family knew this.
They just don't want to acknowledge things because they want to be holier than thou. They want to be the type of people that like people look towards. And a lot of people fall into that trap because they present this beautiful life. Like Tina said, like Michelle presents this life where she speaks so soft and she's always gentle with her children. And this is a beautiful life. And look at our beautiful compound and all of these things, right? But in reality, it's just a lie. There's a ton of abuse happening there. There's a ton of gaslighting happening there.
A lot of it. And okay, so with that, what was it? 4 of the sisters filed a lawsuit against him.
Correct.
It was 4 of them. I can't remember the last one's name. 4 of them filed a lawsuit against their brother. Against their brother in 2015 for child, you know what? So it was, her name is Ginger,
Jill, Jessa, Ginger, and Joy.
Ginger. Ginger's like the one that got out.
Yes. 4 of them filed a lawsuit against him.
Let me say, I feel like one of your mods. Thank you, Crystal, for the $10 super chat.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't see. Wait a minute. I'm into the guys. I'm so sorry.
It was what she had to say, though, that I want to speak.
Hold on, let me find it so I can put it up on. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Crystal, for the $10. Thank you for the $10. Okay, so part of the statement from Jill and Derek Dillard have been lied to so much that we wanted to hear the evidence for ourselves in court. Yes, we did.
This is what I want you to do. If you haven't done it yet, and if you even want to pull it up on your phone, Heidi, Derek and Jill Dillard made the most beautiful post today after everything that took place. And if we want to look at like a more upside, since we've been talking about such heavy stuff, let's celebrate Jill Duggar. Let's celebrate the fact that she broke from this cult. She broke from the family. She broke from the bullshit of Jim Bob's control. Yep. TLC was paying these people, and he was giving the kids nothing, Heidi, nothing. So she marries Derek. They start kind of getting smart because, now most of the kids married somebody within the IBLP. Derek is not from the IBLP. Okay.
I have it. Have it. Let me see if I'm able. Let me see. Where is it coming from? Hold on a second. Let me see. Can I play it? What news? I'm going to have to add this link into.
I believe she said it on Instagram. I'm not positive.
Okay. Hold on. It's on People. He said that we just wanted to do, among other things, see the facts for ourselves. He said, adding America is the best country to get justice. He did do a live, but I'm not sure if I can do People Magazine, and I don't want to get my live. I don't want any claims against my life at all, but that's basically his statement. They were waiting for the evidence themselves, and the trial was 7 days. It took them 5 hours. Now, was it a total of 5 hours, Tina?
It was a little longer than that. They started deliberating yesterday after lunch, approximately at 1:30, and then they stopped for the day around 5 o'clock. They were tired and stopped for the day around 5 or 6 o'clock, and then they went back at 8:30 this morning. So a little longer, but let me paraphrase, if I can, Heidi.
Thank you.
About what Jill and Derek said. And Derek just finished law school, very eloquent man, and loves that woman and those kids. And it's just, I can't say enough good about Jill for making the break and trying to heal. She's getting counseling. She's doing all the things she needs to do. But it was quite a long statement. And what it said was, not only did they thank the justice system, and after being there and watching it, felt that justice was served, then they went in to say, biblically, no one is above reproach. Yep. No one is above the law. And they used the Bible, Heidi, to quote that and to go on and say that what is done in the dark will be brought to the light. And they were firmly not just addressing Josh, they were addressing Jim Bob Duggar.
Yep. You know what? Okay. When I was at work when I heard that. Now, even his cousin took to it, and she made a statement. So what's her name? Amy
Duggar. Mm-hmm.
And she said, justice for the children.
Yes. And Derek went on to say how what happened today is just the epicenter of the ripples of people that are going to be hurt with this. Not, Anna and her children, of course, are going to live through this for years and years, the Duggar family, but every victim that was touched. Those of us that have been exposed to the case, I personally feel like I've been to a funeral today in the last few days. And that's how Derek said they viewed the trial as a type of a funeral, to have to encompass. And I'm sure he learned things that he didn't know had happened to Jill.
But can you imagine him sitting in there and listening to all of this?
No.
I believe so too. I want to hear what happened to those kids. And like we said, that 12-year-old knows what's been going on. The fact that she cannot be in, Anna can't be in there when they're checking. Now, is this going to include a full check? You know what I mean?
It will be. There will be physical and mental. And they said that the attorney that spoke on this said it will not matter if there aren't physical. There's no physical proof on any of the children from being had they been victimized. It doesn't matter. If there's mental recount of anything, it will be treated as such. And they also suggest that the siblings of the younger Duggar siblings of Jim Bob and Michelle's children will most likely, there will be a court order for them to be investigated as well. He had access to those little kids.
He had access to all of them. Thank you, 90 Days on Blast. Thank you for the $9.99. I can't steal real stuff, but let me stop. The song is in my head. I am so sorry. Me being a mother, we all are mothers, I'm sure. Some of us, maybe not, but I have sons. Okay, I have sons. I have granddaughters. I have grandsons. If anyone touched and I used to ask my grandkids all the time, they go visit and spend the night at, and this is just relatives, seriously. Sure. And I used to always tell them, if anyone touches you in the wrong way, if you don't feel comfortable talking to your dad, or your mom, you can always tell grandma. Yes. Always. I remember when my granddaughter was little and she would always be digging at herself. You know, the first thing I did, I told my son, I said, we're taking her and we're getting her checked because, and the doctor said no, but what she was doing was she was washing herself and not rinsing herself with the soap. Sure. But I want to know because I know where she's been. And then we would have a problem. A big problem. My sons, that will be no court because and I used to always say that to him, and you feel bad by having to have that discussion with your children or your grandchildren. I used to tell the same thing to my sons.
Yep.
If someone touches you in a way that you don't feel, if it makes you feel uneasy, tell me.
You
Let
have
me
to have
know.
those conversations with your
And
kids.
it's
Hard as
sad
they are,
that you have to have these conversations. It's really sad.
Mhm.
Really sad.
And
But
really,
I'm looking at all these kids, 19 and counting. Every single one of them need to have some type of counseling because, and I think Jim Bob running for office is the most disgusting thing that I have heard about. When I heard about this, I was like, are you kidding me?
It's disrespectful.
he was sitting there smiling in the courtroom, opening the door for people yesterday at lunch, at the lunch break of the trial, when the jury was going to be deliberating for your son, you idiot. And
No.
just, but somebody said in the chat here, and I missed who it was. I apologize. I don't know your name. You were saying that Anna's parents and family knew that he had been accused of this, but they still allowed him to marry. Here's what you have to understand. Do you know how many people Jim Bob has paid off over the years to keep quiet? That's why dumb Josh didn't take the plea agreement. He had a 10-year plea agreement and turned it down because narcissistic daddy Jim Boob thinks he can pay everybody off and get you off the charges. So now I feel like Jim Bob needs to suffer.
He needs to suffer. He needs to have some consequences. And if they vote him into office, we have a problem. Pika, you know what? That hurt people. I'm thinking hurt people learn to do better. You don't hurt others like you were hurt. Right. You wouldn't want that for anyone. But that's that old cliche. Hurt people. That is not an excuse. You should know better. If you were treated this way, you wouldn't want to treat, and I get it. Because just like that young man that was kidnapped, but he even knew when he was asked to get this other little boy, he rescued him and this little boy because he didn't want another child to suffer what he went through because he knew better. So I don't want to, that's a cliche, hurt people. No, hurt people should learn to want to do better. And that's no excuse for your behavior.
Hurt people is just an excuse for crappy behavior, in my opinion.
Thank you.
It's just an excuse to use your hurt to hurt somebody else. And that's not how this thing is supposed to go. And to what Tina was saying, I have to agree about Jill. Listen, I do not agree with Jill or Derek's politics. I don't agree with their stance on a lot of different things in life. However, the fact that Jill has been able to move from this situation and listen, Jill talks very freely about things like her sex life and with Derek and being on contraception and all of these things that she would never be able to speak to without her dad coming for her, without not having a relationship with him or with diminishing the relationship with him. So what I'm trying to say is essentially Jill's come a really long way. While I don't agree with her on everything, I give her a lot of credit because can you imagine how hard it would be to go from a situation that she grew up in to where she is now? And I feel like Derek is really smart. Once again, I don't agree with his politics or the way he views things, but I do think he's incredibly smart.
Yes, he is.
And I think both of them are a really excellent couple. And I think that they do things, while I don't agree with their approach on a lot of different things, I want to say they do things from a place of love, which is very amicable and very Christian. And that's what it's supposed to be about.
And you know what? When we're saying this and everything that's going on, I'm going to drop the link because I really want other people's opinions of what we're talking about. And just remember that we can't say certain words. We can do the...
I didn't mess up, right?
Huh? No. No.
Sometimes I worry that I'm going to mess up.
No. I'm going to drop the link. I see everybody have a lot of comments. And I'm trying to get to everyone. If you feel, and Whit, may I add, you look beautiful tonight. Please.
Oh, thanks. I just hopped out the shower. That's why I keep messing with my hair because it's got to be on point for tomorrow. Trying to get the curls right.
Yeah, hurting people is not cool at all.
No. Can I say something else too? Somebody said I think Joy is on her path. I love Joyanna. Out of all of the sisters, I feel like Joanna has so much potential. Not that I don't think Jill does, but I think Joanna is so, I don't want to say far removed because she's not, because she's still in the middle of it. But I think that she really has a ton of potential, and I think she really has a loving heart from what I see. I follow everybody on Instagram. I really like Joanna. I also feel really sad for Jessa, because I feel like Jessa is very much in the depths of it. I don't think she'll ever really denounce her dad.
Yeah, I'm glad
I don't think Ben Seawald will ever denounce her dad and his weird rap, and he's doing the Christian rap against LGBTQ plus individuals. Like, find some love in your heart. That's what Jesus is about, I feel like, but maybe that's just me.
Oh my God.
Heidi, another example of Jim Bob's power over these children and the sick position that they keep women in is,
wait a minute. Hold on, Tina. Pika, it doesn't matter what you tell a kid. I didn't tell my mom until it came out in counseling years later. Oh my God, Pika. And then oh my God, Pika. Deanna had this, look, it happened to her oldest daughter. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry, Tina, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. There's just so many elements to the Duggars and so many things that keep coming to mind. But I look at the daughter, Jana, that's 31 years old, still living under her father's control.
So sad.
And it's just horrible. This beautiful girl, but you can tell they are just, it's like they've been stunted emotionally. And at 31, she's still under her father's control, her dress, her everything.
Yes.
I cheered as I watched, Jill come into the courtroom with blonde highlights in her hair, showing her knees. They're not allowed to do those things. Joanna had her hair up in a bun. They're supposed to keep their hair long, curly, and down because that's your crown for God. You're not supposed to wear your hair up. Just things like that, little things. But Jana is like held captive, still there, 31 years old, as like her father's wife number 2.
Tina, can I ask you a question?
Well, I wanted to answer Brooke's question. I haven't heard Josh saying that he was abused as a child. Has anyone heard that?
No.
No, okay. But would we know? The IBLP keeps everything secret. Would we know, Heidi? They pay people off. They keep it within. I mean, look how they kept Josh's secrets and what Jim Bob kept hidden. How will we know?
But wouldn't you think he's on trial right now, he would have said that?
He didn't speak. He didn't speak.
But even through his attorneys, don't you think he would have? No?
Heidi, no. This is the same individual. This is the same individual that when the feds came into his office that day, the first thing he looks up at him and says is, was somebody loading CP here?
Yes, he did.
I mean, come on, Heidi. It was a train wreck from then on. This isn't somebody that thinks logically. Yeah. And how did it happen?
All be charged.
That's why I said it's almost as if he's drugged.
Tina, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What are your opinions on Ginger?
That's a tough one. I'm
just so happy she got out.
I am thrilled that she got out, and I think she's going to do big things. I see some. I feel like she's still under the hold just a little bit, but she's making her way.
She's making, yeah, she is.
Yeah. And her husband's religious beliefs are a little similar to Fundy's in a few ways, very conservative, but yet it's definitely a healthier option than what she was ascribing to. So I think in due time you're going to see more healing with her, and I think that it's just exciting. I'm just excited to see any of them bust through that glass ceiling of that house.
Me too. Pika, I dropped the link. If you feel comfortable coming up, come on up. Anybody wants to come up and speak, please come on up. This is just so sad.
So I respectfully disagree. Sometimes it means hurt people legitimately don't know what they're doing or how to cope when they hurt others. I don't believe that's the case here, though. I agree that I don't believe it's the case here, but in the same token,
but I agree with you on that. They don't know, and
yeah, but your trauma isn't an excuse to traumatize someone else. You don't get to traumatize someone else because you've experienced trauma. That's just not how that should work.
It shouldn't work that way. But then, when you don't, a lot of people have PTSD. A lot of people want to hurt somebody because they were hurt. So I misspoke on that. A lot of people see it as, I was hurt, so I'm going to do the same to you. And they feel no remorse because no one showed them any type of remorse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get it. But in the same token, that's the position of the parents to make sure the child has appropriate treatment.
Yes.
So they don't do that, because if you have appropriate treatment, you may not do that.
So so let me tell you, when I was watching, it's this show, everybody know I was following it. It's this family. Oh my God, what is it called again? With the kids with Jack Mariah and all of them.
Plathville.
Yeah, Plathville. I had a feeling at that point that it was a cult, but it's not. They were raised in a certain way. The kids are breaking out, they're doing their own thing, but I actually associated them with the Duggars at one time. I really did.
I did slightly. I saw a little resemblance. I agree with Colleen with a K right there immensely. Go back to that. It's all for money for Jim Bob and having enough to pay off people that covered up the bad behavior. Let's look at it. He's saying they're approximating that he has spent anywhere between $500,000 and $1.2 million in defense so far for Josh. Now we know he's going to go straight into the appeal process. Yep. And the sad commentary that's being rumored right now, according to the attorney I was listening to, who knows people there in Arkansas, is that Jim Bob is already blaming Jill. That Jill has brought this all out, and that Jill is going to be the one that again takes the brunt of being the black sheep of the family. As he has treated her that way ever since she broke. They're not even allowed to come around the mother or the other siblings. Her and Derek are not.
It's sad.
No, he will go to any lengths to maintain the relation or his reputation, what he thinks is his reputation. So now I fully expect that he will follow suit. He'll continue to run like the narcissist that he is for public office. And it'll be against, look what the political system has turned to. Look how corrupt it was that my son was found guilty. That's going to be his new platform. And people are, saying, well, he spent all this money. He's not going to have money. Do you know how much money TLC paid him? And he never paid any of those kids.
Never paid those kids.
Imagine how much money he amassed from them. And he was independently wealthy. He's a very intelligent real estate type.
Yes, he is.
He was in politics and real estate before he ever went on TLC. He was wealthy.
Now, didn't he buy that dealership that Josh had?
Yes, he did. He owns multiple dealerships.
Doesn't he also own homes that like Jessa lived in or lives in? He owned a home that Jill lived in at one point.
Absolutely.
Like he owns a bunch of homes that he literally just lets his kids live in.
Yep. So look, I wanted to look at what Cassie had to say. She's agreeing with Pika, but people being hurt and hurting others. She said, I've hurt others despite me trying not to. I've been through a lot, and sometimes I do things inadvertently that cause pain to those I love. Kind of a defense mechanism or my response. And that goes to what I was just saying. And you're right, is Justin still living in his house?
No.
I think she might. Does she, Tina?
I don't believe so. No. That's it.
I'm serious.
Her and Ben are a little strange.
I believe though that Jess and Ben have a house. For a while they had a house that Jim Bob owned. I don't know that they still do. There's that relationship's a little odd to me as well.
What, Addie?
Wow.
Oh my God, Addie, you never even told me this. I know you've talked around it, but you never told. Oh my God, Addie. Oh my God.
There are so many people in this chat that are being incredibly vulnerable, and I just want to take the time to appreciate them.
Thank you. And I think today is a victory for all of you that have suffered. I personally don't know the pain, but I have a cousin and close friends that have. And I thank you. But if we keep everything under wraps and we don't have discussions, things like this continue to escape justice. So, I mean, Heidi will tell you she was the first person I called when I heard the verdict. And
yes, she was. And I was at work, and I was in a meeting, and then it flashed across my phone too. Yeah. And I looked at the number. I said, "Oh, we got to do this tonight. We got to do." Yeah. And then Whit, I think we need to go live. I said, "I've already scheduled it." But no, I didn't think it was going to be this quick. And guys, I don't even want to discuss half the evidence because it's disgusting and it's making me sick. I was just looking at my notes and I can't. It's just.
I watched a lot of the coverage from a different YouTube channel. And the person that I watched on the YouTube channel did a really great job of covering it. I haven't really watched her prior to this. But she did a really excellent job covering it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the same information that like Tina is referencing, not that she necessarily watched this person, the person I watched covered it. And also they had like a situation where there was like an adjacent podcast. So there was somebody that
okay, well, I want you to send that to me. And Jay Freak, look at what Jay Freak just said. She goes, Pika, I never said anything until I was a grown adult. And then I sent letters to all my neighbors of my abuser and told them what he did to me.
That's power right there. It's awesome that Jay Freak took the time to claim that though as their power and like
that's your power. You're taking it back.
Yep. Make sure other people know about what's going on.
And Heidi, while we celebrate today, I think that we all need to, pay the respect, thanks, and prayers, good vibes, whatever you choose to do to each one of those jurors whose life is going to be permanently altered for sitting on this case.
And listening to this and seeing all of this.
For the judge to have the balls to find him guilty and remand him. They did not have to remand him today. They usually let people with these charges go on. So, but I absolutely believe he was a flight risk. I think it would have been tough.
They pulled him into custody. So I just want to say that they said that Anna was in the courtroom but other people say she left before they started showing the evidence. So I did not watch the trial. I was reading the excerpt. I was catching it at certain times. I was listening. But for the most part, I don't think she was there to see everything they had. I think she got up and left. And you know why? Because I think she knew it in her heart. I would see them walk in the court every day. I did watch them walk in the court every day. And she's holding his hands. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
There's a video you should see after court when she's being ushered out and some of the friends of the Duggars are around her, as well as Jim Bob and a couple of the boys, and they're all being put into a Suburban and taken away. And they're trying to ask Anna if she has, and there was just no effect on her face at all. They say Josh cried when the verdict was read, had tears in his eyes. They said
Anna didn't look like he was crying on that mugshot.
No, they did say that he had like a couple of tears. It wasn't like a serious cry, but
he had a serious cry because he's going to jail and he's going to be somebody's badge, and he won't be able to touch little kids again. Okay, that's why he's crying. Let's be real with this. Okay, he won't be free to roam or do the things undercover, have these secret partitions, unless he can figure out a way to do it in jail. But they check the computers any damn way. I'm just disgusted.
Well, let's also think, where's this going to go, Heidi? Let's go ahead and people's
I want to cover. I want to wrap this up. Where do you think it's going to go? I want to hear what you guys have to say.
The plea agreement was for 10 years. Dum didn't, he
turned it down.
Turned it down. So now you've pissed the court. You've pissed the judge off.
You got 20 years you're looking at.
Yeah, because the judge has already said he will not.
19 years and counting.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying. But think about it. It is hugely expensive to have a trial of this magnitude. So you not only were a narcissist and didn't own up and show any kind of ownership of what you've done, but now he's and then look at how they talk to the representation in there.
Yes. And his lawyer was an idiot. So don't forget to discuss that too.
Yeah. So I think the judge is going to go with the maximum. And, they've already moved their money around. They knew what was coming. The Duggars aren't stupid. And Anna
just
and
like
Josh
Paschal moved his money around. Yep.
Yeah. Anna and Josh have had multiple LLCs. Those have been broken apart and been moving around for the last 4 months. So, they're ready, but they're going to come from restitution. From what I understand from this attorney, and when I was following her, she has a podcast and she was actually in the courtroom. So she could have been who you're speaking about, but fantastic. She took notes every day from the courtroom and then shared them. And she said that they will be able to go back and take
Can I ask
properties and
what-
seize things.
Can I ask what the attorney you were listening to was?
I have her name written down and like an idiot. It's in my room and not out here with me. And then, but she was referenced both on the podcast that I listened to, as well as the lady that was in the courtroom.
What's the podcast you listened to?
Is it? I want to say JO Files. It's all on my. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we might have been listening to two different things. So I was listening to. There's a lawyer on TikTok. I forget what her name is. So I would watch her daily, but I was also watching Without a Crystal Ball, which I don't typically watch her.
I don't either. Katie Joy. I know. Yeah. I did watch some of her. She did do an excellent. I don't care for her overall.
Me either. But
she did a fantastic job on this case.
Yeah, I heard she did. She did a really good job.
She was on top of it. I mean, like any move in this case, she was like right there. So I would just, I subscribed for her. I subscribe to her for the time being because she's not typically my cup of tea.
Mine either.
However, she was on top of it for this case.
I heard she did an excellent job, and she was actually featured in Showcase or something for her coverage. I heard that. And I can be honest, I have never, ever watched Katie Joy. I've heard so much about her. I've never watched her, but I'm going to go back and watch it because if I wasn't working, that was the trial I wanted to stream. And also the one that's going on with Ghislaine. I've been keeping up on that.
I really need to keep up with that.
Yeah, I've been keeping up on that one as well. So we're probably going to have to do a recap on that, but I am just disgusted with all of this stuff that's going on with him. And when I was reading the evidence and when I did listen to some of it, I was actually sick to my stomach, and just reading what I wrote made me sick to my stomach. So he deserves to be underneath the jail. I think his father needs to be held accountable. I think his mother, I think his wife, and it'll be
Be interesting to see how that manifests.
That's what I want to see, how this turns out.
She's at least, I think honestly, she's at least going to be subjected to abandonment charges. And that's if they don't interview the kids and the kids don't say something.
Oh, they're going to interview the kids.
It's not an if, it's when they're going to interview.
They're going to interview.
Right, but with that being said, if those kids don't say something additionally, she needs to at least be held on abandonment, in my opinion.
I feel that way too, Pika. So I was listening to that today. Moving answers is yes, they were hiding stuff but the sister's lawsuit is still pending. They haven't settled that.
Which lawsuit?
The sisters, 4 of them. It's still pending. They haven't settled that.
Lawsuit I thought it was too late for the sister. Oh, the sisters can't go back on any charges against Josh, but that one for the finance.
Yes, a civil lawsuit.
You're right. Your civil is still pending. Yes.
Yes, the civil lawsuit is still pending. And I'm trying to see how that's going to work out. I really do. But yeah, I like Emily Baker myself. I actually like her. I haven't watched her in a while, but oh my God, Tina, do you have any last words on this? Because we're going to come back now. His sentencing is supposed to be in 4 months.
Yeah, the feds take a lot. There's longer on sentencing. I guess I'm still so emotionally overwhelmed. So if I came across, I don't feel like my thoughts were as organized, and I wasn't able to verbalize them as well as I.
Oh no, you did a great job. Trust me.
I thought you did.
Just the passion that I feel, because I'll end it kind of like I started it. For me, as a mom of 8, my 8 children, my oldest I was married to their dad, by the way. We were married the entire time. I'm divorced now, but my oldest was 12 when number 8 was born. I had 4 that were my older kids and a 5-year gap, and then 4 in diapers. Okay. I had a set of twins that were 2, a 1-year-old and a newborn. So I never did the buddy system. I raised my own kids, and I was home as a stay-at-home mom. It was the best part of my whole life. I'm blessed to have 5 sons and 3 daughters. But I looked at these people as such an epitome of what I wanted to be. I wanted, I didn't know if Michelle Duggar was on Xannies or what it was, that she could be so calm when I'm over here at wit's end with these babies and 4 in diapers and 4 more that needed homework. And so I just look at it and I think, let's just be real and let's see what this really is. And I truly will say again, this is the beginning of what we're going to find out. This IBLP is a dangerous cult. These people were brainwashed. They pay things off. Josh is not the only one. Let's see where things go.
That's what I want to see.
And may the judge have the cojones to give him the maximum
The
sentence.
maximum. And he's looking at 20 in one estate. But Tina, I wanted to say on Sunday, we wish you a happy birthday. We wish you a happy birthday on John's Live on Monday. Guys, Sunday was Tina's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Give her a big celebration. Happy belated birthday, which I talked to you on Sunday, but happy birthday to you. And I just had to express that to you. And
Tina,
everybody
you're
is saying you did a great job.
Yes, I am.
And me too, my favorite people.
And Tina, would you tell them what you said about me when you and I talk and when I say things? Could you? Because you're funny.
I have a very small circle because, to be honest, I'm Greek and we love hard and we hurt hard behind that love sometimes, and so I'm very selective. And I never even listened to YouTube for the longest time. And several months ago, when I stumbled upon Heidi, there was an instantaneous. I have a good spirit of discernment. I'm like, I like this lady. Kept watching her. Then it got scary because now it's gotten to the point I'm on a live with her and John, and I just love John too. I'm on a live with her and John last night talking about Tyreek and Hazel, for the love of God, that nobody in the world cares about except Tyreek. And anyway, Heidi is like my soul sister or my twin separated at birth. She snatches words out of my mouth, y'all. I'll think it, she says it. I was thinking about Tyreek's ugly, if any of you 90 Day Fiancé people, I was thinking about Tyreek's ugly brother that's on Pillow Talk, Dean, and his ugly wife. And she said something about the wife being ugly.
She is, though.
She does, but Heidi snatches the words out of my mouth. But more importantly, the passion that I feel for the Duggars, the passion that I see her exhibit for other people. I feel blessed. I have a family in here. I love Heidi Black's family.
Thank you.
That we have. And I thank you for allowing me to be here. It's just been put on my heart. Let's speak for these victims and let's celebrate the little victory they got today.
Yeah.
Judge, set an example, make an example, and then let's go in hard and try to make the best for the rest of these poor Duggar victims.
And you are welcome on this panel anytime. It was just so funny. Sweet. You hit me first, then Whit was like right behind you, and then I said, I'm going live today. I left work early so I can come in and read over all of my notes just to make sure I was up to date on everything.
Well, Big Bad Wolf, I love you too. I've just made so many good friends here, and real recognizes real. The bottom line, I tell my kids that all you have, your loyalty and real people that you're blessed with in your life. I'm a blessed woman, period. 8 kids, grands coming in the picture. I'm good. And now good friends here. So.
Oh, you're here. But let me tell you, I'm going to say that a lot of you know that I am a BITCH, and I take I'm very proud of being that. So whoever calls me that, thank you. It's a compliment because it's true.
Did somebody call you that?
Heidi, tell them this. Tell them my famous line. I've been called worse by better. That's what you tell them. Let them call you that. I'll be anybody's B any day they need to be. So.
Pika warts. I heard about that the other day, and I am going to write this down right now. Also, I need to. There's so much going on with Murdoch. I have to get back onto that, and then I need to check in and see what's going on with the Rodney Reed case as well. They should be back by now, which I've been checking. I don't see anything on that yet. So, see, wrote it down in my trusty little notebook. I will be looking at that as well. But Tina, anytime you want to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. And with the passion that you spoke to me about the Duggars on, I knew I wanted you on. I wanted Addie up. She was tired. I'm glad Whit is here because she always has great insight on a lot of issues. And I like the fact that she can speak it. She makes it clear. It's precise. Yes, and everybody can grasp it. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And I think we had a great panel tonight. I really do believe we had a great panel tonight. And tomorrow night is Freaky Friday. We're bobbling with Babbles and JC Bear. Debbie will not be on panel tomorrow night. She will be in the chat where she says she may pop up, but she's had a rough week. She hasn't been sleeping too well. And she and I had a nice long conversation today. So thank you so much, lad. I appreciate that. But guys, I just want to say, I want to thank all of you for being here, for hanging out with us. And I know it's a very sensitive subject for all of us, but everybody was interested. Everybody was watching this trial. And I just didn't expect it to come back as quick as it did. I really didn't. But then again, I should have. Yes, I will be discussing Dante Wright. I watched him pick the jurors and everything else. I discussed that. I think I discussed it on Saturday, well, early Friday. I did it early Friday afternoon. I discussed the jurors and everything that they picked. They weren't supposed to be in session on Wednesday, and I need to go back and double check. But yes, I spoke about the Dante Wright situation when it first happened in April. That video is available as well. I did a short on that one. So yes, I will be doing that as well. And Addie and I, Addie's been working a lot. And crime, it was supposed to be us discussing it, so we're going to try to work all of that out, but she's been working. And then Law and Crime Network just opened a 4th channel, if I'm not mistaken. Addie, am I right? They have a 4th channel now, so they just set that up, and Addie is running the YouTube side of everything, and I think she's running all 4 channels, if I'm not mistaken. But we will be getting this together and making sure that we cover everything. And if you guys have cases that we're not aware of that you want us to talk about, please shoot us a DM, or you can email me, and we would definitely be looking into it. We might not, we'll do the recaps on them, but we really want to cover the things that you guys want to hear. Yep. See, she opened a 4th channel this week.
Wow, Addie.
Go Addie.
And she runs all 4 channels. So
She's an
and
amazing
she's still
lady.
working tonight when we were going live. So I want to say thank you. Whit, do you have any last words, sweetie?
Just to kind of piggyback off of what Tina said, I feel like I really just love this community that you've created.
Thank you.
It makes my heart so happy. And during COVID, like I didn't really have a lot to look forward to, with the exception of like work and school, and there was really no social life. And this has really helped me make friends that maybe are not super close to me, but also do like the same things as I do. And I just feel very fortunate. And thanks for letting me be a mod.
Oh my God. I love having you as a mod. I love all my mods. My mods are great. And guys, I just want to say thank you. And I really feel bad because I can't do what I was doing before. Like I was going live and we were discussing all these reality shows. So I have to pick and choose the reality shows that I am going to discuss. If I don't discuss them over here, I discuss them on John Yates' channel. Right. So I'm trying to get a balance because I love what I do on YouTube. I don't depend on YouTube as a source of income. Never have. I do it because I enjoy it. And I really do. Saturday night, my sister is having her birthday party, her 50th birthday party. Her birthday was December 8th. So I will be live with her at her party for a little while until she gets a little bit too tipsy. So we're going to be celebrating with Edith at her birthday. She asked me to go live so you guys can celebrate her. So she can celebrate with you guys for her birthday because she really likes being in here with us as well. So I will be doing that Saturday night, and it's going to be 9:30 her time. So it's going to be 7:30 my time and 10:30 Eastern, but we will be with her for a little while so we can help her celebrate her 50th birthday.
I'm so here for all this Sagittarius energy. My birthday's coming up too. I got
when is your birthday?
December 18th, and I'll be 30.
That's my son's birthday. I thought you told me that.
Yep,
That is my middle son's birthday. I swore. So I will be wishing you a happy birthday on that date as
I love
well.
this Sagittarius energy. This is like my favorite.
So, oh, wait a minute. Beverly, happy belated birthday to your grandson, which is on my sister's birthday. Tomorrow is my niece's birthday on the 10th. My ex is on the 15th. My son is on the 18th. My nephew is on the 20th. My other nephew is on, my uncle's on the 22nd. My other nephew is the 23rd. And then I have my aunt, that's the 24th. And then we start running into January birthdays. We'll start with my mom. It's the first one. And no, my daughter-in-law, the 3rd. My mother's the 4th. My son is the 8th. And we keep running.
Girl, you just made me tired listening to the list.
I got the list because if I don't remember, they'll go, you didn't wish me a happy birthday. But I'm going to tell you, my grandmother, when she got to the point where she couldn't see the numbers on the phone, and it got her, you know, these big phones like the dials with the big old pads, she would have my aunts to call each and every one of her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, and her great-great-grandkids. My grandmother remembered everyone's birthday. And do you know when she passed away? That was the call that I missed the most on my birthday, was my grandmother calling and wishing me a happy birthday when she passed away. That 2007. And I said it. I said, what, 2008? I won't get a call from my grandmother. And every year I keep waiting for that phone to ring. And 14 years, still wait for her to call and wish me a happy birthday.
And that was probably the highlight of her day too. And something that kept her going.
She would call everybody for their birthday. Even when she couldn't see the numbers anymore. She couldn't because her fingers, she had arthritis so bad. But that's the one thing that I do miss. Aww. So, but I'm going to say good night. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And I appreciate everyone in the chat. I appreciate the super stickers, the super chats. You don't have to do it, but you do it. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the members, the subs. I appreciate all of you for being here and sticking with me and showing up when I go live. So I'm going to do better. I'm trying to do better. But tomorrow night is Freaky Friday. We're going to have fun. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to do some laughs. We're just going to have a good time.
Ooh, sounds good.
I really want to say thank you, Tina. Again, you're welcome on panel anytime. Anything you're passionate about, anything that you want us to talk about, cover, you let me know and we'll make it happen.
I got you, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you, Whit, for everything too. You were great.
Thank you. Love all of you guys.
Nice to meet you, Tina.
You too, honey.
I love you.
I love you, Heidi.
Okay, bye. Love you too, Tina. Bye. Good night, everyone. Bye. Really appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I'm just going to play this outro real quick.